I'm going to use that block of the nose if I need it. I'm going to suggest right there. I had to get his attention, right, because he was looking at the chicken. Now you're looking at something else. Flank says go forward. He says I don't want to. It's too hot. I agree. There you go. So see that conversation? Good. Step to the hip. Open the door. Step to the hip. Flank. Come on. Let's go. It's like they're all standing there. They don't have to work. Okay. So from there, once I would get him circling in a good circle, then I'm going to go in and I'm going to use that hip dot and I'm going to step. Very good. Jerry taught him a lot of this stuff, right? So you probably felt like he has a lot of little controls in there, right?
Yeah.
It's just a matter of like, how do I have a conversation with him about those buttons, right? So it kind of helps to bring the nose, suggest that the nose comes towards me as I push the hip, right? Help him out a little bit, okay? Then I want to see if he'll back up. Again, not pulling him backwards and just creating some energy here to say, hey, back up, right? No, you're such a boy. Right there, good. Now, change directions. A polite horse will leave me with his outside foot, right? Because if now this is going to be his inside, I need him to leave me with the outside foot. Meaning that, like, if he leaves me with his inside foot, he's going to, like, push into me and leave, right? If he leaves me with his outside foot, he's going to say, excuse me, ma'am, change direction. Baby horses like this, they don't get it. They're just kind of clumsy, whatever. So I'm going to set him up for a little bit of success, like right now, because that inside foot is back. He's most likely, hopefully, going to choose that outside foot. So I'm just setting him up for success, like not trying to make it harder. I really want him to learn, right? But if I was in doubt, I might back him a little bit more. So about right there. Then go to the flank. Let's get him off this downhill for a second. Okay. Hip. Move the shoulder. Might block the nose. Right about here. I'm gonna flank. Shoulder flank. Let's set him up for success there. Thank you. See how you left me with that outside foot? Awesome, boy. But he was like, nope. Right? And then now he thinks he can turn his hip. Good. Get into that conversation. Good. So see, I raised my energy a little bit. I had my little handy rope to create a little energy. And you see the response I got, right? Conversation. Now my left foot is there. Stepping. See how I just shimmied my hip? I didn't even do anything. And do that. Woo! Okay. Right? Conversation. Open. Go this way. Move your hip away from me. Go through the front door. Okay, now look at his head. That is too far outside for my comfort, right?
Yeah.
So I might move a little pressure up here to this girth line. Because that girth line becomes kind of this magic button, right? Again, I'm not going to pull his head, but watch what happens when I touch here. He starts to turn his head this way, right? If I touch here, he turns his head that way. Maybe the fly help me. Now I want to straighten his head out. Okay. Make sense?
Yeah.
That's operating from the body, not the head, right? Because the more I pull on this head, the more he's going to learn to just be head heavy and pull, right? Make sense?
Yep.
So on that circle, when he was kind of leaning a little to the outside, it's making me nervous because the more he leans outside, whoop, right? I'm going to try to aim, but it's really tricky. still got to be kind of in this dance, especially young horses that need that constant telling. Like you're saying, move my feet, and he's like, well, where do you want me to move them? And if I don't tell him where, he's like, well, I will move my feet happily over there and eat some grass, right? Exactly. So it's not enough to just drive them. We have to tell them where to go, okay? The reason I use flank pressure versus like I grew up, lunging horses and you're just like, go, 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 right? That's like a driving predator pressure.
Yeah.
This becomes more of like like your dog, the dog there, right? She doesn't use predator pressure probably when she probably kind of goes in more as this like shepherding pressure, gently moves the horse or whatever, right? So there's a difference between predator pressure, shepherding pressure. This would be more like relational pressure. Good. Where I'm just using my energy to move his energy, right? There's different types of pressure. But does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Super easy.